Almost underway here. Great atmosphere here at Colonial Stadium, and interesting move. Jason McCartney on Chris Grant. So that's going to be a very interesting move. As we get underway here at Colonial Stadium, Darcy wins it forward. Well played, Johnson under pressure, and he'll get a free kick. Brad Johnson. Not going directly back to the Western Bulldog champ. Bulldogs with the first chance. Probing kick, out comes Hunter. Couldn't quite take it, snap from Dimatina. And now a chance for Sinclair. Out wide has Makepeace. Troy Makepeace. Inside defensive 50. On the lead, Jones, almost. Good play from King, tries to crash his way through. Gets it to Cochrane. To Jones. And he dribbles it along the boundary line. Boundary throw-in. So what a move. Chris Grant starting at full-back on Jason McCartney. Porter and Darcy. Porter decisively. Simpson dominant last week. 31 possessions, Adam Simpson last week. Now Makepeace. Pickett. Bulldogs try and turn it over. West taken high, and a free kick to Scott West.
So Scott West wastes no time to Darcy. There's Robbins, had a fantastic game last week, but his kick was ineffective. Garlick back to Darcy, trying to get it to Brown. Coming through those young G and Syracusa on the left, inside 50. Dimatina's found some space. He can play on here and have a pot shot. He's missed to the right. Bad miss in the end, really had plenty of time. First score of the game goes to the Bulldogs. We've gone just a tad under 2 minutes in this first quarter.
Bulldogs have had the ball in their attacking zone. Haven't been able to capitalise. Harvey to himself, good shepherd coming from Makepeace. Uses Baird. Now Cochrane. Did a great job last week on Nick Stevens from Port Adelaide. Now at ground level, well played by the Western Bulldogs. Driving kick forward, open goal square. Only a behind, so the Western Bulldogs second off the boot of Mark Alvey. So the Western Bulldogs 2 behinds. Kangaroos yet to get on the board. 2.5 minutes in first term.
As the Roos bring it back in, going straight up the middle. It's Harding, and marking in the circle is Corey Jones. He's 21 years of age, an exciting young talent for the Roos. As he goes inside 50, there's Grant in unfamiliar territory. McCartney also. And West sees it over the line for a throw-in. 3 minutes gone, first quarter of this round 2 clash at Colonial. It's the Bulldogs with 2 behinds. The Kangaroos yet to score.
Great tussle there. Grant probably in the end unlucky not to get a free kick. From the congestion, the Bulldogs work it out. Well played. Kick coming out wide. Alvey, he waited for it. Now a chance for Harding of the Kangaroos. He kicks in short and has Clayton. At 30 metres from goal. Wastes no time, kicks towards goal. Offline. So perhaps Shane Clayton would have been better advised to go back. Just hurried himself a little bit there. So Kangaroos with their first score of the evening. They're 1 behind. They trail by a point.
Robbins in the back pocket takes the mark for the Bulldogs. As I said, fantastic last week. Ranked the #1 defender in the league after his statistical performance last week. 10 times rebounded the ball from defensive 50, 29 possessions. Great effort on the losing side. Garlick. Half back. Kangaroos have numbers on the ground. But here's a chance for the Bulldogs. It's Johnson as he puts it out wide. Getting there first. Well, I thought he was going to get there first was Jordan McMahon, but he got a bad bounce. Due to going in hard as you'd expect. Smith unloads it to Liberatore. He's tackled by King. Alvey. Got it out wide well to Brown. Now here come the Bulldogs again. McMahon. Drills it inside 50. Poor kick. Martin gets there first. And he unloads the handball to Grant. And the Doggies are away into the middle. In fact, it was Simpson who kicked that ball. Turnover. It's Hahn to half forward to Smith. He's a thumping kick from 65. He unloads into the pocket. Well done in front to create the spoil, and Cochrane mops up and handballs over to Rocker.
And Sav Rocker in his own defence of 50 with a couple of bounces, if you don't mind. Not much to kick to. In fact, he kicked it straight to Robbins, who kicks back towards the half-forward line. Chance now for Gian Siracusa, but well played in the end by Cochrane. And he forces a boundary throw in.
And Michael, just amazing to think that Chris Grant started in defence at fullback on McCartney. They've also got Bartlett playing across the half-back line, the Bulldogs. Two players who started up forward last week.
Comes down, Dimatina, dispossessed. Now a chance for Simpson. Kick back to the wing, but Robbins is in the way. Playing well again this week. Kicks to half forward, Liberatore, yes! Waste no time. Now Garlick a chance from 40 metres, and he too is offline. Other behind to the Bulldogs. Well, they kicked 12-21 last week, Rob. They haven't started in great fashion tonight. 3 behinds.
Yes, 3 behinds, but they're getting the ball and they're playing on it every opportunity. And Glenn Archer is playing on Rowan Smith. We thought Archer would play on Chris Grant. I've got no doubt Grant will go forward, probably later in this quarter.
That was the bare 15, if even that is Makepeace. Rescues the situation for the Roos. Goes to Cochrane, who goes to half-back, but only as far as Darcy, who runs to 52, has a shot, it's home! Darcy gets the first of the evening. Well, they've been peppering the goals, they've been threatening, and eventually the Kangaroos made a mistake from the kick in, and Darcy made them pay the ultimate price.
And they needed to get a goal because they've been peppering the goal face, and the big fella there just shows the mobility of the ruckman. He took off, ran his full 15 metres and then kicked it from 50-metre line.
Great piece of play from Luke Darcy. He looks as though he's come to play tonight. Porter beats him in the rut. Ben Robbins. Harrison in game number 100. Tackled by Sinclair. And another bounce. Cartney's moved out to centre half forward.
Yes, and Big Sav's gone up to full forward. I think Sav blew out a little bit, having to get the ball in the defensive 50.
Darcy taken high, no free kick. Now a chance for the Western Bulldog captain, showed some poise at half back. Kick out wide, well played by Alvey. He runs onto it. Oh, little ball. Now a chance from 48 metres. Kicks to the top of the goal square, in fact across the face. Gian Siracusa tried valiantly to keep it in without success. Bulldogs now 1-4-10. Lead by 9 points. Played 8 minutes in this opening quarter.
Harvey goes short to King. The half-back line, good mark. Taken there by Ben Robbins. To half forward, Clayton's got the sit, couldn't mark over the top of Grant. Attacking the ball is Robbins. Oh, he's continuing where he left off last week. He's burning early, but he's turned it over to McCartney, who kicks one into the pocket to no one in particular. There's Byron. Oh, he's laid out his opponent. It was a beautiful hip and shoulder, completely fair, and Byron's claimed a victim already as the Bulldogs are away. Darcy sweeps a handball to Dimatina. Dimatina goes to the 50. Gian Siracusa.
And Byron Pickett sure knows how to hit, doesn't he?
That was an absolute beauty. I think it's Harrison.
It's Harrison.
Yep. As up the other end, Johnson's taken the mark for the Doggies, but Harrison has not moved. And Byron Pickett in his 100th game has absolutely poleaxed Harrison. Johnson is on screen. There's Harrison still breathing heavily. Johnson has got the ball about 47 metres out from goal. Little kick. Angle's pretty tight, but he likes it. And the Bulldogs have got their second. So it's all happening all over the ground at the moment. The Bulldogs 2-4-16. They're going to have to stop play here.
Yes, they'll have to stop play. He's not well at all, Ben Harrison, and we see here more of a clash of heads, I think. More of a clash of heads, and Ben Harrison, his 100th game. Both players' eyes on the ball. Accident and stretcher coming out.
Ben Harrison still in plenty of trouble as we watch it again, and just a clash of heads.
It's amazing that Byron Pickett didn't hurt himself.
Yeah. And it's sad to see this because Ben Harrison, he would be one of the most popular footballers in the AFL. He came from Tasmania, came over in about '93, struggled at Carlton for 3 or 4 years, only played the 2 senior games there. He then went to Richmond where he played over 70 and established himself as a half forward, half back, and has been with the Bulldogs now in his 2nd season. And just disappointing to see him on the ground like that in his 100th AFL match.
I say about the coincidence, both Pickett and Harrison playing their 100th game tonight.
Yes.
And well, as we could just reiterate, I mean, Byron Pickett, it was just a clash of heads. There was nothing malicious about it. They both just had eyes for the ball, and I think Byron probably feels as sick as anyone about that.
Let's hope Harrison's okay.
Just in the early stages of the game, you know, we've been going 10 or 11 minutes. You can see the intent with the Bulldogs is to play on at every opportunity. And again, we'll see the clash. Might have even been more of Byron's shoulder.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Into Ben Harrison's head. But the Bulldogs, they are playing on at every opportunity. And at the moment, they've caught the Kangas on the hop.
Byron Pickett watching on.
It's an interesting move to have Chris Grant play in defence. A lot of the planning through the week would have been about Chris Grant playing across half forward for the Bulldogs. Yes, I certainly think, looking at that it's more of a shoulder. Byron Pickett's shoulder. And we see Glenn Archer in picture with Rowan Smith. Now, Archer prefers to play on bigger opponents, taller opponents. Treadray last week, he would prefer to play on a Chris Grant because Rowan Smith is very quick. Quick off the mark, can twist and turn, and that's not a good matchup for Glenn Archer.
So Ben Harrison coming off the ground with a neck brace on, which is a precaution these days, that every time a player is hit in such a manner, the medical staff put on the neck brace just to make sure. But he's certainly conscious, which is the first good sign. And the night you'd suggest would be over for Ben Harrison in his 100th game, so not a very nice way to celebrate such a great milestone.
Terry Wallace has really pulled some surprise moves. We see Nathan Brown in picture on Clayton. Nathan Brown is playing as a back pocket player. Now, again, you'd expect Brown to be playing across half forward, even full forward at times, certainly in the midfield. So you've got Brown in defence, Chris Grant in defence, Bartlett in defence. He's been very bold with his selections this week.
Well, it's worked so far. They lead by 15 points, the Bulldogs. Big delay in this opening quarter. 13 minutes will just tick by, and we're about to get back underway in this opening quarter. Umpire McKenzie has the football.
And Libber has got the tagging job on Brent Harvey, and that'll make life hard for the little Kangaroo.
Burton, who replaced Porter, thumps it forward, only as far as Grant. Assesses his option, gets it out wide to West. Wobbles the ball inside attacking 50. Hunter on the lead, not quite. Chance for Gian Siracusa, but Cochrane gets it out wide and finds Shannon Grant. The loose player on the wing is Clayton. Kangaroos working around the outer side. That's a poor disposal error. Hahn a chance, and he can't get it clear. So a bounce between wing and half forward for the Kangaroos.
And the Kangaroos, I think they've only had it in their forward 50 maybe once in the first 14 minutes of this first quarter.
There's a good sign with Ben Harrison. Make everyone feel a little bit better as Garlick puts the Bulldogs into attack, but King's there at half-back. To Martin, who was a late inclusion in this game at the expense of Lee Colbert, who had to pull out because of an injury. Rock of the front posse. And a mark. Here's Grant. Good tackle by Burton, but Grant manages to get the handball to Garlick, who's been busy. Good kick out in front of Johnson, who runs to half forward. Spins once out of trouble, but not the second time. Got it to Darcy. Gian Siracusa goes sideways. Burton was there. Free kick, and that was pretty soft. And it's going to be taken by McMahon.
Handball's off to Alvey. Kicks across the ground. Bandy couldn't quite take the mark. Hahn, who's been prominent in the early part. 60 from goal. Wobbles it across the ground. It was a poor kick in the end. Johnson has a chance. Cochrane on him. Well played by Cochrane. Johnson equal to the task with the soccer into the forward pocket. Numbers with the Kangaroos, but they can't clear the congestion. Sinclair. Brilliant smother coming from Daniel Giansiracusa.
And Terry Wallace would love that 1%er, and you can see Bulldog players coming to appreciate Jess Sinclair's kick, smothered there by Giansiracusa. Young player, fantastic stuff.
He committed his full body to that. Boundary throw in. Archer backs out of the pack. Makepeace goes straight to the line. And another boundary throw in.
So the Bulldogs at the 16-minute mark of this first term lead by 15 points. It's going to be a long quarter, obviously, with the injury to Harrison. Burton over the top, got it to Simpson. Somehow got boot to ball, only as far as Dimartina to West. And up and under the full four, they all missed it. Martin in the clinches, did well. Simpson, Harvey will switch, and Sinclair's free. Got about 25 metres on his nearest opponent. Takes it outside, defensive 50. Good hard running by Jones. Corey Jones has got it. Oh, it's a shocking kick, though. Straight down the throat of the skipper for the Doggies. Chris Grant.
He's been dominant early, Rob.
He has, and McCartney's trying to drag him out of the play. McCartney dropping back to the goal square, but Grant's playing about 30 metres in front of McCartney. Won't be sucked into going back.
McMahon, dangerous kick. Well played by Burton. Now it's with Harvey. Jones, look out. He did well under pressure. Now it's with Archer. Squeezes the kick out wide, and McCartney's got it. At half forward. High to the goal square. Pickett at the back. Robbins on him. Ball in dispute. Now a chance for Grant. Shovels it out. Quick snap off the boot. Well played by the Kangaroos. Ben Robbins almost just offline.
Let's go down to Jared Waitley with an update on Ben Harrison.
Quarters, Ben's now sitting on the bench with teammates. The medical staff's done a lot of work just to check that there's no damage to the neck, and there's not. He does have a concussion, though, and you wouldn't expect him to come back tonight.
Vic Martin takes the mark at half forward.
And Livers coming from the field. He's not well either, so Jared can check that out for us.
And Byron Pickett's found some space. And he will line up directly in front, kicking from about 47 metres out.
Needs to kick this because Kangaroos have been under the pump in this first quarter. Just needs to settle the side down because the Bulldogs have hit the ground full of running. And we'll have a look at Libber here. He puts the tackle on, but I think he may have copped one to the chin.
Byron Pickett in his 100th game. Incidentally, this is his 99th game in a row. And he comes. And the Kangaroos are on the scoreboard. Pickett gets his first. Byron Pickett celebrates his 100th with the first goal for the Roos for the evening. The margin cut back to 8 points. A few players, Robert, in unfamiliar positions. I mean, Mick Martin marking at centre half forward.
And Croft's just come on for the Bulldogs, and he's gone down to full forward. Now, the fella kicking the goal made his name as a halfback flanker. It just goes to prove you need to be versatile to play the game.
And she's on. Pickett and Robbins. And Rocket comes in to try and break it up.
There's plenty of power in that duo, isn't there? Robbins and Pickett.
Big job for Matthew Robbins tonight. One forward by Burton. Taken by Hart. Good handball under pressure to Dimartina. Chance from 60 metres. Driving kick to the goal square. Archer almost. Oh, soccer off the ground was effective by Martin. It bounces. Kangaroo territory. Burton. One way. Oh, clever by the big man. Delivers to the wing. Numbers with the Bulldogs. They can't take the mark. Garlic, a free kick. Kicked 1 goal too last week. Simon Garlic in his 5th season with the Western Bulldogs.
Dogs have got Darcy down in the goal square. Bandy doing the ruck work, so they've got the tall option there. Rowan Smith also in the goal square, and Croft, who's just come on.
Burst drives it long in that direction. Darcy almost taken high, no free kick. Gets a kick out somehow. McMahon, Gian Syracuse from 20 metres. He drives it through. Exciting play, McMahon and Daniel Gian Syracuse combining, and that's the future of the Western Bulldogs. Lead back to 14 points.
Well, it is, Michael, and we see the ball kick long to Darcy. He gives a pretty good contest. He's caught behind. His recovery here is really good. You see he gets a quick kick. Ball only goes a couple of metres, and a couple of handballs there from young McMahon out to Gian Syracuse. Good to see the young Bulldogs playing well.
It's the Bulldogs by 14 points. Let's go down to Gerard Waitley, a report on Libba. We see him getting injured there.
Quarters, Tony Liberatore went straight to the rooms after applying an ice pack to his chin and jawline. He did look in a fair bit of pain and he wasn't able to talk as he went off, just pointed himself down to the rooms with the medical staff.
So the Bulldogs may have lost 2 players already in this first quarter tonight. Not stopping Brad Johnson, though, as the Bulldogs surge ahead again. Here's another opportunity. It's a beautiful snap. It's a beautiful goal to Shane Burst in his first game. Second kick in fleet footy. And what a way to start your career.
And if that doesn't inspire the Bulldogs, nothing will, because we've seen youngsters feature in their last 2 goals. And with a good effort here, Johnson off balance, gets the quick handball out. Burst comes through, sells the dummy. He hooks it across his boot from 40 metres out. That's not easy to do. And you can see the youngster just delighted.
Shane Burst, just 19 years of age, recruited from Gippsland. He's a Sale boy. There's Libba getting a nice pack to the face. What a way to start your career. It's the Bulldogs now leading by 20 points.
Simpson out of the centre from the deft touch of Burton. Grant and McCartney. Grant's been very effective across half-back for the Western Bulldogs. Good tackle by McCartney. Now a chance for Grant. Probing kick, Dimatina, free kick, Pickett. No, call to play on Jones. That's no, umpire Mitchell eventually sees reason, and Pickett will shoot for goal from just inside 50. As we see Dimatina right into the back of Pickett.
Just jumped too early, and credit to this fellow with the footy, because he realised he was in the right position too early, so he propped, and as a result, his opponent ran into the back of him, and the umpire, not conned, but the umpire gave the free kick.
Need to be a good kick from almost 50 metres. He drives it through for his second. So Byron Pickett has the 2 Kangaroo goals 23 minutes into this first quarter, and the margin back to 14 points.
And we see the replay here. The ball kick, Shannon Grant sets it up. Pickett underneath, just holds his ground, didn't go under the ball, and Bulldog player into his back, free kick. He'd be happy with that.
Savroka hasn't had much of an influence, in fact no influence in this game so far. But the Roos fight back. Now 14 points of difference. There's Garlick, the half forward, but Harvey's there for the Roos. Goes out wide. Finding some space is Clayton. Back inside 50 it goes. Dogs have the numbers, but Darcy couldn't mark. There's Grant. Put the head down, couldn't come up with a football. Jones, handball cut off by Robbins. And his kick's perfect, it finds Brown.
Nathan Brown started in defence tonight.
Anthony Stevens on the ground for the Kangas.
Alvey just gets to Dimatina. Oh, handball put Burst under pressure, but geez, cool under pressure in his debut game. Kicks towards half forward. Courageous mark going back by Hahn. Eyes only for the football, and a chance for Mitchell Hahn to kick the Bulldogs' 5th goal.
This is a desperate mark, running with the flight of the ball, puts himself at risk. That's very courageous, and Terry Wallace has given youngsters opportunity in the forward line. We've got Hahn, Gian Syracuse, McMahon and Bandy, who's only playing his second game for the Bulldogs. So free kick off the ball, and it'll go back to where Hahn was with the footy. Terry Wallace be very disappointed with that.
Archer, kick. Makepeace had to wait. Brilliantly played by Hunter. Retrieves the punch. Kicks into half forward, and they'll get another chance. This time it's with Burse.
He's taken Lipper's spot and he's tagging Harvey, but he can also win the footy himself.
Kick is okay. Marked by Smith. And gee, he's got a lot of poise and confidence for a youngster playing his first game.
He's been terrific, and this is where Glenn Archer will be in trouble, with a quick leading forward like Rowan Smith. So Dennis Pagan just hasn't got the match up, and you'll see there he just gets the break on Archer. Archer's not even in picture, and Glenn Archer would not be happy playing on a player like Smith. He'd much prefer to be on a bigger opponent.
40 metres, great shot of his kick. Oh, it is absolutely perfect, and the Western Bulldogs lead by 20 points. Great kick from Rowan Smith, and the Western Bulldogs, well, great start to this opening quarter. Smith has his first, and the Western Bulldogs lead by 20 points.
Yes, and the Bulldogs, well, they're up and running. Nice little chip kick there. Player led into the footy, and Rowan Smith, well, all that goal kicking practice through the week is paying off for the Doggies. Yeah, now Glenn Archer would be happy. Chris Grant's gone forward, and we're 26 minutes into this first quarter. We thought that would happen, so Archer would be happy now that he's on Grant, believe it or not.
It is the Dogs by 20 as the Kangaroos go forward, and it's marked there by Jones. Wheels around onto the left, sort of stabs it inside 50. And once again the Bulldogs are going to clear through Robbins. For Croft, but West is there to mop up. Full running at the moment, the Dogs. Oh, here's a chance. Oh, almost a miracle mark for Simpson. Goes to half forward, but Darcy's there to mark.
Darcy back on the ball. Bandy's gone to the goal square.
West got one high. Got to be a free kick.
Kingsley Hunter in picture. He's gone from forward line to defence. He swapped with Chris Grant. And yeah, it has to be a free kick. Jones caught West across the mouth.
And West kicks found Darcy nearing the true centre half forward position.
Yeah, well, he's got Chris Grant on the lead. He's gone for him.
Kick in Grant's direction. Archer up high. Almost a free kick. Wasn't paid. Motlop. Good handball. Burton in support. Now Anthony Stevens finds Ben Robbins, who has the job tonight on Scott West. Contributor last week for the Kangaroos. Robbins. Kick towards Watt. Can't control it. Penny can. Almost. Gian Siracusa took that a little easy. Gian Siracusa. Now a chance for Watt. Penny manhandles him. Jones, who's been prominent. Shocking kick. Well taken in the end by Clayton. Chance now for Matthew Robbins. He kicks it straight to his namesake, Ben, who drives it back towards the pocket. Hunter dropped the mark he should have taken. Now a chance for the Kangaroos. Harvey, he's got pace. He's got Pickett free. Uses him with a handball. Pickett off one snap. Snap. Not quite. Behind only to the Kangaroos. Margin 19 points.
How good was Brent Harvey?
Oh, that was great, wasn't it?
2 against 1. It was not a good kick by Robbins into the forward line, and the little fella contested against 2, eventually won out, and handball got to Pickett, gave them a chance to have a shot at goal. Nathan Brown playing permanently in the back line, only had 3 possessions in the first quarter. That wouldn't worry Terry Wallace at this stage.
Brown brings it back in, but King's there. Squares it up, and it's marked by Cochrane. About 55 out from goal. Oh, he's found a loose player. In fact, it was Watt. Couldn't take the mark. And now he's run down by West. Let off there for the Doggies. As West's handball goes to McMahon. One of the exciting youngsters for the Doggies is off and running to centre half forward. Gian Siracusa! Beauty!
What a mark. Left early, hung on the back of Makepeace and was able to bring it to ground. Again, the young players in the Doggies side. McMahon to Gian Siracusa. got the set, and he was able to put a short pass into the path of Chris Grant. Now, this is an important kick because they obviously need the goal, but the captain hasn't kicked a goal so far this season. And if there's been a criticism of Chris Grant over the years, it's that he doesn't kick the goals that he should.
Just 2 behinds last week in his return match. Chance now for Chris Grant. Kick from about 42 metres. Can he kick the Bulldogs' 6th goal? He can. So the Western Bulldogs now have a very handy break, margin out to 25 points, close to quarter time.
Good mark that by Chris Grant because he had pressure from behind with Glenn Archer, but he held his ground and was able to control the ball. And Stephen, what about the young Bulldogs? They've been
some great
electric tonight.
Yep. Chris Grant gets his first. Garlick, Johnson and Robbins, all Bulldogs, all with 8 touches. It's the Doggies by 25 points. We've gone 31 minutes in this first term. Remembering it'll be a pretty long one because of the injury to Ben Harrison. King to Makepeace. Rocker presents himself.
Just his 2nd possession for the night.
Sav bangs it long, but they're outnumbered. The Kangaroos. Croft couldn't take the mark, but Darcy's there. Now it ends up with Penny. It goes inboard, bit dangerous. Croft was up to the task. Garlick clearing kick. Rocker. Martin caught a bit high. And he immediately gives a handball to Harvey, who goes to centre half forward and hits Spider Burton on the chest.
He's got Porter in the goal square if he goes long.
He sets it up for Porter. Marking opportunity, Jones in front. Pickett roved, almost picked it off. Now a chance for Jones. He couldn't quite get it to Pickett.
Spider's kick just didn't have enough depth in it. He just needed an extra 3 or 4 metres to give Porter a chance to mark.
Well, they need one before quarter time, the Kangaroos. Darcy gets it down. Oh, brilliant roving from Harvey. Couldn't finish it off. Margin back to an even 4 goals. 32, nearly 33 minutes played in this opening quarter here at Colonial Stadium.
And on the move, that's what's the good part about that with Harvey. He had momentum up, he was on the run, so when he took the ball, hard for someone to put a tackle on him.
Nathan Brown.
Going to have to kick it quickly, Stephen. The umpire's given him a warning.
It gets the hurry up. And there's the siren to win the first quarter. And what an action-packed first quarter it was. The Bulldogs lead by 24 points, but they've lost 2 players. Looks like for the rest of the evening, Robert Walls.
Yes, Ben Harrison off after that clash with Byron Pickett, the man in picture. And when he hits, you stay hit. But there's Harrison up on his feet, so that's good. He might be able to help out later in the game. And Libba, it looks like he might have a crack to the jaw.
With the Doggies leading by 4 goals.
Underway, Porter. Little give to Simpson. Scrambles at the half-forward. Rocker couldn't quite control it, but he gets a second opportunity. Runs on it from 40 metres and just offline. Good mobility shown by the former Magpie, but unfortunately just couldn't finish, and anguish on the face of Big Sav. Margin back to 23 points.
Robbins in the back pocket for Western Bulldogs. Johnson dropped the mark. Stevens, surely in the back.
Bit too far out for Anthony Stevens to go. If he plays on, he might be a chance, but goes for the pass.
Not a good one. West mops up. Fellow left footer in Brown.
It's not a bad idea for Nathan Brown to be given a chance to play as a defender, because he's a player who gets heavily tagged. Look, he's a quality young footballer, and probably 3 out of 4 weeks he has somebody assigned just to keep him out of the game, so it just reverses roles for him.
From the boundary throw-in, Kangaroos dominating the hit-outs 12-2, and Matthew Burton has had 9 since coming onto the ground. A chance for Harding, did well to keep it in. Clayton concedes some ground, back to Pickett, who loads up with a spiral torpedo and he pops it through. Unbelievable goal from Byron Pickett. He's kicked 3, the only 3 of the Kangaroos, and off one step, kicked a 65-metre spiral torpedo goal. Robert Walls.
Well, this is the best bit of footy action I've seen this year, and when he takes the handball from Clayton, he knows off one step a drop punt won't make the distance, so he has a crack at a torpedo. He connects perfectly, it spirals through the air, and he has kicked a 65-metre torpedo goal, and his opponent, Matty Robbins, he'd be saying, what have I got to do?
Yes, he's shaking the head. That was a cracker from Byron Pickett. Robbins has had a great night, but as you said, he's flabbergasted with that one.
Well, when you're off one step, you just have to have perfect connection with the football, which he had, and the ball spiraled. It was just wonderful. And there's Libba.
It's like Colonel Sanders.
He looks like he's got a moustache or a goatee.
There's Robbins. Oh, a bit of courage there as he ran into Jones. Penny to Hunter. Mark's taken out wide by Hahn. He's worked the ball forward. Dimitina's back on the ground. And the mark's taken by Penny.
Penny replaced Harrison when he was hit early in that first quarter.
Penny kicks to a central location. Big pack and band. He stands tall. Well, I think he may prove to be one of the recruits of the year, Daniel Bandy. He's got so much mobility.
They say, Michael,
speed for a big man.
He's one of the fittest players at the Bulldogs now. He's one of the taller, big man, came from the Dockers. A lot of criticism because they just felt he would never put 4 quarters together. And I guess it's his last opportunity. And he's been on for the full 37 minutes of the game.
From 35 metres, he kicks a goal. So Daniel Bandy gets on the scoreboard. 7 individual goal kickers for the Western Bulldogs as the margin creeps back out to 23 points.
Good kick by Penny. Just put it to a dangerous spot. There was going to be a pack go up for it, and Glenn Archer couldn't get a fist on the footy.
Few headaches there for the Kangaroos coaching staff. The Roos down at the moment. It's 46-23. Exactly double the score. Have another ball up in the middle. Pickett has got 3 for the Roos. All single goal kickers so far for the Dogs.
Jason McCartney just coming back on the ground, and Hunter coming on also, so Hunter will play on him.
Liberatore. Matthew Robbins.
It's a good tackle, isn't it? Wraps him up completely. And they're 2 of the strongest boys playing, Robbins and Byron Pickett. And whilst they're having a bit of aggro with each other, there'd be a lot of respect.
Attacking side, and we see Ben Harrison looking a little groggy.
He's doing a concussion test, actually. That's what the assignment the doctors give the players. All the hard questions like what's your name, who you play for.
Stevens out wide. King. David King drives it inside attacking 50. Jones going back, but clever mark in front.
Luke Penny, he's done well there. Like he really did hold his ground. You can see that he's fairly tall and slight of build, but he held his ground well there. That's where they're breaking down the Kangaroos once they get it in the forward 50.
Kick outside, defensive 50. Darcy in front at Crum. It's taken by Hahn and scrambles it over the line for a boundary throw.
What they do with the concussion test is each player fills out a questionnaire at the start of the season. And then if they do get concussed during a game, they have to fill it out and improve their score or get the score. Sometimes the test ends up being better when they've been knocked out than it was at the start of the year.
It's a worry.
Darcy down to Alvey, high, Martin's strength, Makepeace, clever. Now it's with Anthony Stevens. Good shepherd off the ball by Makepeace. Probing kick. Simpson did well in the end because Darcy looked as though he was going to take a comfortable mark. So a boundary throw-in between wing and half forward for the Kangaroos.
Marks inside 50, Michael. Kangaroos only taken 2. Bullies have taken 7. They're delivering the ball better into their forward line, the Dogs.
Darcy plucked it out of the throw-in. Good handball to Liberatore. Bandy got clean bowled. Motlop for the Kangaroos. Jones against Penny, and Penny did it nicely.
Yes, he held his ground again, Luke Penny.
Alvey.
Played very well last week, Alvey.
Oh, McMahon dropped the sitter, but Garlick was there to back up. Hahn, good mark under some pressure from Simpson. So the young guns for the Doggies tonight playing very well. Johnson. In Syracuse, a slick handball back to Johnson. Get run down. Back to McMahon. McMahon misses.
I think in Syracuse's handball was a bit slick even for Brad Johnson. Didn't expect it, but gee, I'm impressed with these young Bulldogs. Byron Pickett doing the kick-ins. I wonder if he'll unload one of those big torpedoes.
Mitchell Hahn has been very, very good tonight. In his 3rd season, still only 20 years of age. Pickett, who's kicked 3 goals for the Kangaroos. Dangerous kick, good mark taken by Johnson. The ball just waited in the air and Stevens was willing it to get to him. Johnson had the sit, and chance now for the Western Bulldogs.
Fellas who kick in nowadays are under enormous pressure because the umpires are very quick to hurry them up. They realise if they don't dispose of it, they'll be penalised. And as a result, a lot of mistakes are made with the player who kicks in. Contested marks so far in the game, 7 to the Bulldogs, only 1 to the Kangaroos.
Brad Johnson kicked a goal in the opening quarter, but this is a very difficult chance from 40 metres. Drop, punt, slides. In fact, it hits the post. I was going to say slides across the face. It did, but only as far as the post. So unlucky in the end. Margin out to 25 points in favour of the Western Bulldogs, who played 9 minutes second term here at Colonial Stadium.
Harvey goes up the middle, and Archer doesn't let him down. Got some runners on out wide. Motlop's one of them. The half forward, King, being quiet by his lofty standards. No, he's paid it.
And this is where they need to do something. The Bulldogs have flooded back, high ball, and I need Porter's there.
Snap it, goal by Jones is offline to shave the post behind.
So the Kangaroos for years have played the long kick into the forward line because of Wayne Carey, and well, obviously they're missing him.
Brown gets the call from McMahon. Very good young player, Jordan McMahon. Well, the kick lets him down. Well, I wrapped him up, and comfortable mark by Martin. Bandy was about 10 metres behind Martin, and disposals per goal double that the Kangaroos, the Western Bulldogs. Motlop through the centre, penetrating kick inside, attacking 50. Oh, up early was King, and free kick.
Yeah, he just jumped far too early. Saw the 2 big men there, and Sav Rocker and Mark Porter need to get their hands on a bit of ball in that forward 50.
Johnson has Bartlett close to the boundary line. Still inside defensive 50 for the Bulldogs. They lead by an even 4 goals. Short option is Johnson. Too much on offer for Brad Johnson. Not too much movement for him, so he goes short. Gets the Garlic.
just do not want to kick the ball long to a contest situation, so they will always look to see if they can short it, square it, go sideways, go backwards, and multiple possessions being racked up here.
Ends with G in Syracuse. Johnson, who ran hard from half-back. Well played, Brad Johnson.
All very measured football. They don't chance too much, always trying to put it to advantage. We've had about 6 marks in a row.
Croft wheels onto the left foot. Long kick. Smith in front. Now a chance for Pickett. King. Kick partly smothered. Play on's the call. Makepeace in trouble. Gets it out wide to Rocker for the second time tonight. Finds himself in defensive 50. Liberatore, sensational tackle. And he's been rewarded.
Well, the smallest man on the ground brought down the biggest man on the ground. Have a look at that. David and Goliath. And Big Sav too slow.
Kick into the goal square and play on. No mark taken. Mark has been paid. I thought for a moment that G in Syracuse hadn't held onto it long enough, but he has been paid and he'll kick from 15 metres on a tight angle. What a sensational tackle from Tony Liberatore.
And this is the other end of the ground. This is the Kangaroos forward line. As you can see, there's no one there. Absolutely no one in the Kangaroos front half.
Daniel G in Syracuse has kicked one. And he's just kicked one because he's missed that bad miss. Margin out to 25 points. 13 minutes played, second term.
Libba's jumper sold or was auctioned for something like $42,000 through the week.
Harvey. Oh,
and
play on, says the umpire, not 15 metres.
They are having real trouble with their kickings. Byron Pickett and then Brent Harvey. If in doubt, just go along to Porter. Go along to one of your tour players.
Now, I reckon that's for mouthing off.
Yes.
A free kick to the Kangaroos.
Again, there are 36 players in one half of the ground and nobody in the Kangaroos front half.
Now another 50. So the umpire's decided to make some space himself.
Now Kangaroo players pushing back towards their forward line. Red alert, Brad Johnson running hot. 6 disposals in the last 10 minutes.
Archer to half forward. Good kick. They need a goal. Stevens looking for Porter. Went up one-handed in the end. Now the big fella's tackled by Alvey. Garlic. Goes on the full, so free kick to the Roos. And it's going to be taken by Mick Martin.
How many goals has Mick kicked in his career, Michael? You usually
13.
know.
I think he's actually 13 from memory.
Well, he's a long
15.
way out here. 15. 15, that's about one a year.
269th game for Mick Martin. Just 15 goals. To the full forward area. And we'll have a ball up. 12 metres out from the Kangaroos goal. Halfway mark of this second term.
And each team's only kicked the one goal in this second quarter.
Thank goodness for Brett Harvey. The Bulldogs runners dominating the rankings at the moment. Rocker got pushed out of the contest. Libba. And get the free, does. Dropped a couple of stitches in the chin in the first quarter, thus the heavy bandaging around the chin.
Penetrating kick almost gets to Garlic. Brilliantly done by Simpson, and he tracks it cleverly to the boundary line. Kick just didn't have enough on it.
And a couple of Kangaroos who really have to lift their output. Shannon Grant's only had the 4 possessions. Now that's most unlike him, and Adam Simpson only had 6.
Porter gets it down to Simpson. Interception, Alvey. Kicks to a vacant half-forward line, Grant. Deft touch to G in Syracuse. And in the end, he'll kick it out on the full, or will he get a free kick? No, it'll go to the Kangaroos, Makepeace. Just trying to do a little bit too much there. Kick to a big pack on the wing. Rocker can't control it. Pickett can. He's away. He's had 2 bounces. Now third. Runs to 40 metres. Now to 30. Put down your glasses. Fantastic piece of plays. Kick 4. And Byron Pickett. That was inspirational stuff. Electrifying speed. And he may bring the Kangaroos back into this match single-handedly. He's kicked 4. Margin back to 19 points.
This is an advantage of having an open forward line. If you can win the ball, as Byron Pickett did near the wing and half forward, well, then you haven't got too many obstacles in front of you. And we saw him carry that ball at least 60 metres, and he has kicked the entire goal line for the Kangaroos.
They've kicked 4 goals, 6, and he's kicked 4 goals, 1 of them.
Isn't he an exciting player? You know, the run and the dash and the goal, and the other one was that big torpedo.
He's celebrating his 100th in style tonight, Byron Pickett. Porter gets the knock down. Shannon Grant. The ball up. Slightly into the Bulldogs' attacking territory.
And there we have the full forward for the Kangaroos, and it's Brent Harvey and Libba playing at full back. Dennis Pagan's opened up the forward 50 to give Harvey a chance to use his pace and ability on Libba.
Porter, whistle on play here. Gee, a long way off the ball. The umpire's given the free kick.
Would have been 75 metres away, Steve.
Right, it's in the hands of West, who kicks it to the leading Grant. Boy, got crunched.
Free kick.
Yep. So Grant gets up gingerly. He's as good as directly in front, kicking from 45 out.
Well, he was made earn it. And again, Dennis Pagan, free kick off the ball, sent this up, and Glenn Archer.
Oh, gee, that's
didn't look to be a lot in it, did there?
No, that's unlucky. That wasn't a free kick. So Chris Grant, a bit fortuitous, but try and make the most of his luck. He's kicked 1 goal so far this evening. Just said he's about 45 out on a slight angle. He stabs at the ball, and he has missed to the left.
Kangaroo supporters would say, well, that's fair enough, because it was a soft free kick.
Still limping, Chris Grant, so he might have hurt an ankle or something on landing, as David King has a couple of bounces and kicks the ball to the wing.
Hacker plays. Burton almost. Smith for the Western Bulldogs. Now a chance for Sinclair, but he's happy just to take it over the line as Chris Grant looks to be coming from the ground.
Let's go to Jared Waitley.
I think he rolled his ankle. That's where he has the shot for goal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he rolled the ankle when he landed.
Boundary throwing Grant through the congestion to Simpson. High to half forward, almost a clever mark to Penny. Burton just dumps it forward inside attacking 50, but it's all the Western Bulldogs. They can raffle it. Smith, Liberatore, look out. His kick is ineffective, marked by Pickett.
Torpedo.
Crowd call for the spiral. Well, he's about the exact same spot.
And he's got to run up this time.
Where he kicked that monster goal.
He couldn't do it again, surely.
He chips it into the pocket. Oh, Smith didn't go for it. Now a chance for Burton. One way, then the other. Oh, he made amends, did Rowan Smith. What a superb smother.
Let's get down to Jared Waitley. No, we still can't make contact with Jared.
And the big spider took a while to unwind the kick. It gave Rowan Smith a chance to get the smother on.
Burton to the back. Taken by Hunter. Shuffles it. This to Johnson, to Darcy, now to Penny. Now a chance for Archer. Martin off one step. He wobbles it inside attacking 50, and comfortable mark taken by Darcy. Western Bulldog, they do well. They get numbers back.
Stevens in the middle. Croft gets bowled over by Makepeace. They got a ball up. There's the skipper of the Kangaroos.
Porter hasn't had a possession yet. He's been on the ground for a good bit of time, and Big Sav's only had the 2, so desperately need Savin Porter to get some marks going.
Third time lucky with Jared Waitley.
Yeah, quarters here now. Chris Grant getting some work done on a knee or an ankle. He landed awkwardly in that marking contest and he got taken high and came straight from the ground, and certainly a fair bit of concern down here on the Bulldogs bench.
Bounce, Darcy went early. Burton. Archer crashes his way through. Out wide to Simpson. Kick inside attacking 50. Penny, who's played very well in this second term. Searching handball to Bartlett. Oh, he gets through the Archer tackle, and that's no mean feat. Ball stays in. Motlop, oh, clever ball. Delivers cleverly. Pickett.
Oh, shows him the footy too.
He's got to go back and have a shot.
Well, Matthew Robbins has been a good player for the Western Bulldogs, but his opponent has kicked 4 goals. Robbins has had 8 possessions with a couple of marks. But this man has done all the damage.
Big Sav leaving the field.
Byron Pickett comes in from 45 and kicks his feet. Byron Pickett, what an outstanding performance. He's kicked 5, the Roos have 5, and margin back to 14 points, 23 minutes in second term.
Well, it's probably time to make a change, even though Byron's only had his 5 or 6 possessions. He's just made the most of them, and Matty Robbins' lead needs to be freed up a little bit. He's a quality player, Robbins. And I just think if they can free Matthew Robbins up, maybe put a Brad Johnson back there for a while.
It's 5 out of 5 for Byron Pickett as the Bulldogs go forward through Garlic. Just sense a bit of a change of momentum here, Robert. I just get a feeling the Roos are starting to get a bit...
They certainly are, yep.
As to the wing, here's a chance again. It's Harding showing a bit of dash. Wobbles one. Scrubs one inside 50. But it was the wrong option as Smith picks it off and goes out wide to Elvey, who's found some space. Interesting, as far as bounces taken tonight, Roos have bounced the ball 15 times. The Bulldogs just twice as they run the ball into attack, but on this occasion that slip play by the Dogs as Nathan Brown will have a shot at goal. And
Nathan Brown, of course, played the first quarter and half of this quarter in defence, and Terry Wallace has freed him up. And Garlic, lovely kick. They passed the ball pretty well, the Doggies. Really need a goal here.
Brown's put it through. So just when we see the momentum perhaps was swinging towards the Kangaroos, Brown gets one down the other end.
Well, up until that stage it was a 3-goal-to-1 quarter in favour of the Kangaroos, and this just brings it back. Look, it's a terrific contest. Garlic puts the ball out in front of the leading Brown, and Brown finishes off.
Well, what a situation. 8 individual goal kickers for the Western Bulldogs. 1 goal kicker for the Kangaroos, but he has 5. That's Byron Pickett. West out of the centre. King has time to wheel onto the left foot. Kick. Jones couldn't quite hang on. Now a chance for Ben Robbins. McMahon on the up, finds Alvey. Shoots a handball to West, to Penny, and here they go again. Now a chance for Mitchell Hahn. Probing kick in towards Brown. He's clever at ground level, Nathan Brown. 45 from goal. Oh, he swivels brilliantly. Right foot kick towards the goal square mark. Western Bulldogs mark, and it's the young gun, Daniel Giansiracusa.
Great play by Nathan Brown. Won the ball, swung around onto his right boot, his non-preferred side. That didn't worry him. He was still able to put it to a really dangerous spot, and a strong overhead mark by this young fellow. And the Doggies have come back the last couple of minutes. Been on for the entire game, Daniel Giansiracusa. Apologies. He's an exciting young prospect, but Nathan Brown just shows his quality and class. In 2 minutes, responsible for 2 goals.
Gian Siracusa pops it through for his second, and the Bulldogs further in front. So the last two goals of the match coming to the Western Bulldogs, and as we said, the Kangaroos just looked as though they were getting in control in the midfield, but margin back out to 26 points.
A really good kick by Brown on his right foot. Most left footers are not competent when they have to go onto their right side. And Byron Pickett has a new opponent, Shane Burrs, and you can see the youngster, he's going to have touch on him every step of the way.
Daunting task for a 19-year-old first gamer. It's the way to learn fast. West, Liberatore. Garlic, free kick to Hardy. So not long to go in this second term.
Again, the Kangaroos, no one in their forward 50.
Hunter. Decides to switch to Penny. Let's go down to Jared Waitley.
Chris Grant's just had a stretch out across the boundary line, looking very ginger. A lot of work being done on his hip on the left side by the looks of things. So he won't be back this half, that's for sure.
Jordan McMahon has the ball at half-back.
Size to kick across the ground. Will it get to Robbins? No. Now the numbers with the Kangaroos. They've got a loose player inside attacking 50, and Sinclair has marked. Well, that was a dangerous kick. Thickly over almost 50 metres. And the Kangaroos, a couple of Kangaroos sensing the danger, were able to get to the contest. And this turnover sees Sinclair kicking from just inside 50.
Fresh legs there, Michael, and you can see the game's been in progress 61 minutes, and a lot of those Kangaroo players have only been part of it for, well, just for 17 minutes. Burton, 24. This young fella here only played about half an hour. So Dennis Pagan has used his interchange bench particularly well, and this will help them in the second half.
Close to half-time. Much needed goal for the Kangaroos. Can Sinclair thread it? Oh, wobbly old spiral in the goal square. Congestion. Harding, goal. So Harding has kicked his first, and the Kangaroos, well, they won't go away. Get the margin back to 20 points. Close to half-time. We're 29 minutes in second term.
Well, that was a mongrel kick off the boot. It just floated. Could have gone anywhere, and Harding quick enough to pounce on it and slam it through. And Dennis Pagan's made a couple more changes on that interchange bench. Big Sav coming back on.
Lee Harding in his fourth game of footy has kicked his third career goal, and a valuable one it was too, to see Watt on the ground. Yes,
Watt and Sav coming on.
Darcy, nice little give to Garlic. Botlops there at half-back for the Roos. Kick wasn't that flash. West, Burton, still in play, the footy. And now it'll be thrown in. So nearing half-time, it's the Bulldogs 62, the Kangaroos trailing by 20 points.
And the Bulldogs fresh legs. Young Hargrave only played 7 minutes out of a possible 63. Dimatina off for most of this second quarter. And Terry Wallace has used his bench well also.
Back inside the 50. Robbins, Brown, this is going to hurt. Oh, he's been pretty cocky. He showed the ball and Robert falls in the commentary box. Winces.
You don't do that. You don't do that. He did it a couple of years ago, you know, in a game at Optus Oval. He held it up to the crowd. He's too good a player to do that sort of stuff.
Well, Byron Pickett sort of did it down the other end. He showed the ball to Robbins, didn't he? But he wasn't that... Nathan Brown has given the crowd a bit of a gesture too, and I tell you what, that might end him up in a bit of hot water. So Nathan Brown not only has showed the ball to the Roos, but he looks like he might have made a gesture to the crowd. And
he's on Glenn Archer too.
Yep.
So back in the centre. Well,
that's dangerous.
Brown's been responsible for the last 3 Western Bulldog goals. Brilliant smother coming from Matthew Robbins. Couldn't quite collect the football, which gives Simpson a chance to Martin, and he kicks it out on the full.
Nathan Brown at the same time has kicked 2 and set another one up for Gian Syracuse. So his move forward has been very, very valuable.
Hunter, Darcy, fist from Burton.
Now, amazingly, Mark Porter hasn't touched the ball.
Here's
handball and holds it out. And Terry Wallace would hate to see him doing that.
Boundary thrown, Burton reaches over. As the half-time siren sounds here at Colonial Stadium, and it's the Western Bulldogs. They led by 24 points at quarter time, and at the long break they lead by 26 points. 10 goals, 8, 68, and Kangaroos 6-6, 42, and they're able to kick, well, 3 of the last 4 goals, Robert Walls, and get in a very good position at half-time.
And David King's giving Nathan Brown a mouthful. You can see Nathan Brown and McCartney's getting in on the act, and you can imagine what they're all saying to him. But a good quarter of football, Michael. 4 goals apiece, and we've got a contest on our hands because the Roos, they will go in at half-time, and Dennis Pagan, I think Terry Wallace has shown just about all that he can show. He's coached particularly well in the first half. I don't know if he can make many more surprise moves. And I think the Kangaroos will come out and they'll be raring to go in this second. What happened?
Third quarter underway. The Bulldogs by 26 points. Liberatore, handball was ineffective. Penny, McCartney going hard at ground level. Bounce. Shane Burse with the job on Byron Pickett. He got moved onto Pickett late into that in that second quarter.
Michael, I would rather Archer play up forward. You know, they need a marking player up there. Get Archer up forward, put McCartney in defence.
A couple of Bulldogs fight over it. Eventually Garlick kicks it forward. Gian Syracuse, manhandled by Makepeace. Geez, clever. Has support from Matthew Robbins. Will he draw the player and give it to McMahon? No, decides instead driving it long to the goal square. Bandy up high. Ball still in play. Clayton. Pressure coming from Brown, and he did well, Brown, in the end, to force a boundary throw in.
And Motlop did well to ensure that Robbins had a kick. He didn't overcommit on him, otherwise Robbins would have handballed over his head. He forced Robbins to kick from 52 metres out.
Archer hurt himself in that marking contest too. Very ginger off the ball. There's Stevens, clears for the Kangaroos. Takes the ball outside the defensive 50 to Harvey. He's not well at all, Archer, off the ball. In fact, he might have done a groin or something like that. McCartney. Pickett. He's kick 5. Not a great kick as Penny takes the mark. Rowan Smith. Goes short.
Anthony Stevens has played 43 minutes of a possible 67. That makes sense. He's coming off that knee reconstruction, so he'll probably play 70% of the game.
Bartlett goes back to Smith as the doctor comes out to speak to Glenn Archer. Up the middle go the Bulldogs, and that's a good mark taken there by Motlop.
Kicks laterally. Shannon Grant, who's been quiet.
You just know that a lot of Kangaroos can lift, Michael. You know, Grant and King and Simpson haven't played as they normally do.
Just the 5th possession for Grant. Kick towards Porter. And
he's paid it, I think.
He's paid the mark, yes. Umpire Woodcock getting across to the scene very quickly.
This is where Archer hurt himself.
Pretty solid knock to the hip, I think.
Yeah.
Kick inside, attacking 50. Chance for Simpson. Dribbles it towards the goal square. Clayton can't keep it in. Boundary throw-in.
Disposals per goal, Michael. Kangaroos 24.8. At one stage of the game, they were up at 30, so they're being far more direct.
Jones. Now a chance for Ben Robbins. Grant was held. That was Shannon Grant. And no free kick, boundary throw-in.
Brett Harvey off for the Kangaroos. Sinclair on. Harvey getting some instructions on the phone.
Kangaroos deep into attack. They need the first goal. Taken by Bartlett. Releases Johnson. kick was poor. Gave Motlop every possible chance at the back.
They just can't kick the ball high to McMahon. He's only a small, light player.
Loose player is Clayton. In space at half-forward, drives it in low and hard. And Rocker marks in front of his face.
Chris Grant coming on. And McMahon coming off. McMahon was outmarked twice by Motlop. And this is good play by Shane Clayton. Straightens up and puts it in the path of the leading Sav. And Sav just has to kick this.
Look of concentration on the face of Severio Rocker. Hasn't kicked a goal, and this is his first deliberate shot. 4 minutes in, third term. Leans back and caresses it through for a goal to the Kangaroos. So the Kangaroos draw first blood in the second half. Margin back to 20 points. And Rob, they're certainly well and truly in this game of football.
Well, they've come back pretty well. Look, it's only early stages in this third quarter, but a couple of pleasing things. Porter's taken a mark and got a kick. Motlop's been steady across half-back, and Sav's been able to take a mark on the lead and kick a goal. So 3 or 4 good things for the Kangaroos.
Back to 20 points as Archie goes back onto Grant. Plenty of talk up there at the moment. Lots of things happening off the ball. As King puts the Kangaroos back inside 50. Good kick from a standing start. Here's a chance for the Roos. Harding slips over at the crucial moment. Pickett, little bit of soccer. Hunter, bit slow. Byron, he might kick his 6. Drop short. Bartlett chips it off and will go towards the boundary line. It's on the full load. Touched the line. Oh, got excited there, but Bartlett was there just to chop it off, and he did well in the end. .55 out from the Roos goal. Rocker against Bartlett. Shannon Grant put it out on the full.
And that goal from Rocker, the third goal from a mark for the Kangaroos. The Western Bulldogs have been able to kick 6 goals from marks. So just emphasises the lack of marking power, certainly in the first half, for the Kangaroos in their attacking zone. Simpson almost, Hahn, the fall, squeezes a kick along the wing and over the line. Game at a very interesting stage. The Western Bulldogs have held sway all evening, but the Kangaroos certainly within touch. Big pack of players. Ball to the back. Alvey. Brad Johnson trying to control it. Can't. Clayton can. Anthony Stevens sweeps it out wide. Shannon Grant starting to get a couple of touches into the path of Simpson. He's got plenty of space at half forward, Adam Simpson. Wobbling kick. Rocker in the van. Bartlett did well to keep his feet. Now a chance for McCartney. And Rocker kicks a goal. Sav Rocker just touched it through right on the goal line. Kicks his second within 3 minutes. And the margin back to just 14 points.
And good reflex work there by Sav. Socketed it through. McCartney battled really hard again to keep the ball alive. Adam Simpson pushing it forward. Simpson and Grant are starting to come back into the game. And I just think the experienced players, when the pressure's really on, they'll come to the fore. We saw the young Bulldogs early. They've started to drift out of the game. The experienced Kangaroos are starting to make their charge.
The Kangaroos begin to make their run, as Robert Wall said. Croft. Alvey. Back inside 50 for the Dogs. There's Clayton. Kicked it towards the boundary line. Will it stay in? No.
Got exactly what he wanted, didn't he? He gained 25, 30 metres, put the ball out of bounds. And Shane Clayton, kick for touch. Chris Grant into his back.
Martin got the free kick for a hole in the ruck contest. In fact, it was a Shepherd, said the umpire. And it's going to be taken by Harvey. So it's the Bulldogs by 14 points. Stevens receives the handball. Oh, almost a good mark to Penny. Has umpire paid it? He has. Thought it was over the line. Anyway, he squares it up to Bandy. Couldn't control it. Clayton. Motlop going backwards. Stevens has got Pickett on short. And he takes the mark.
Long option is Mark Porter.
Pickett, backward of centre wing. High kick at the back, Penny. Well, he's done very well in the air. His last possession was ineffective, but this time it's okay. Smith at half-back. Oh, he's got a loose player inside the centre square. Johnson, he wants to go. Now he does. Front of the centre square. Probing kick, and it gets to Alvey. They're so dangerous, their midfield players. When they get on the burst, they play on at all costs. And Mark Alvey, a chance to get one back for the Western Bulldogs.
Terrific skill. We saw Rowan Smith come off half-back and find Johnson at half-forward, and as you called it, Johnson played on immediately, switched to the other side of the ground and found Mark Alvey in space.
Good game from Alvey. 13 possessions, but the Bulldogs need this goal. Kangaroos have the only 2 of this third quarter. He'll kick from 40 metres. Across the face and hits the behind post. So disappointing effort from Mark Alvey.
Could have been Archer who hit the behind post, well, Michael. It certainly gave a wobble.
It is a behind, you're right. So margin, 15 points in favour of the Bulldogs. 10 minutes into this third quarter.
3 behind so far to Mark Alvey in this game. David King. Kick it.
David King, your heart's in your mouth, isn't it? You just never know what he's going to do.
He gets it back. Almost run down as he looks for McCartney against Croft. McCartney kept his feet. Here's a chance for the Roos. He bangs it long. Simpson might get there first. If he picks it up, he's got an open goal. Oh, and he's missed the chance of a lifetime. And they played it beautifully, didn't they?
Yeah, a lot of credit has to go to David King, and he's disappointed with that because it's one that he should have got. He was on his preferred left foot, and he's missed it. But David King kicking in at full back, he created that opportunity.
Bartlett, thumping kick at the back. It's all Kangaroos. Jones has time to assess the situation. Oh, Rocket, just the kick had a bit too much on it. Now Matthew Robbins has a casual bounce. Looks for his captain and gets him. Well, we had some doubt at half-time whether Chris Grant would make a reappearance after half-time, but he's back on the ground and looks okay. Matthew Robbins, good running. Kick was poor, lacked penetration, and Makepeace takes a comfortable mark.
Goes to Stevens. 14-point ball game at the moment. We've gone almost 12 minutes in this third term. Is Baird. Oh, Simpson's free again.
Yeah, he's looking dangerous, Simpson.
Dishes off. Here come the Kangaroos. Harvey puts a foot on the gas. Breaks 2 tackles. Has another bounce. Harvey should kick a goal. Magnificent play by the Kangaroos. 8 points the difference.
Good play there. Simpson got it on and he backed himself, got past an opponent, had a couple of bounces, straightened up, and I think he's a little champion, Brent Harvey. And they're playing with a boldness now, the Kangaroos. King in the back 50 was bold, took opponents on. This fella's done it across half forward, and they are on the run.
8-point ball game. Harvey, 12 possessions. And it's just so devastating when he gets the football. So explosive. Porter. King waiting at the back. There's a free kick. It'll go Porter's way. Well, I find it very difficult to pick those ones. Porter wastes no time. Rocker the target. Bartlett did well. Just eased Rocker underneath the football and was able to trot back and take a good mark.
And Sav's got to be stronger in that situation. He's a big man. He felt that contact from behind and he gave into it. He's just got to push back and cause a spill.
Baird, the new opponent for Nathan Brown, as Mick Martin just casually runs into him. Jones. Ben Robbins, clever little turn. Motlop Gives it almost back to Jones. Kick inside, attacking 50. Pickett's dangerous. Bartlett needed to keep his feet, but he was good enough at ground level. Burse. Cool for a youngster. Smith called out of it by Albie. Albie gets to Johnson, just backward of the wing. Bulldogs need a goal. Probing kick. Hahn couldn't quite hold on. Boundary throw-in, half forward for the Bulldogs.
So as we expected, the Kangaroos fighting back in the third quarter here at Colonial Stadium. Round 2 of AFL action. Hope you're enjoying it on Network 10.
Did that very well, Trent Bartlett.
As the ball's locked up at half forward. Another ball up. Pickett's got 5 for the Roos. The multiple goal scorers for the Doggies. 2 each to Brown and Gian Siracusa.
Harvey back in defensive goal square for the Kangaroos. He's after West and Libbers after Harvey, so a 2-on-1. That suits the Kangaroos because they've got a spare player somewhere.
Porter couldn't control it. He's had a very quiet night. Hahn smothered, and that hurt Clayton.
Ron Barassi used to tell us if you smothered, it never hurt. I knew you couldn't believe him.
So a throw in. It's the Bulldogs by 8 points.
Over the top, down towards Pickett, and a boundary throw in. Only 3 goals of the third quarter kicked by the Kangaroos.
Scotty West has sacrificed his own game to take Harvey out of the action.
Porter again down to Ben Robbins. King, who's been prominent in this third term. Jones wobbles it forward. Rocker playing in front. Sav Rocker. 80 metres from goal. Wants to take on Bartlett and does. Where will he go now? Not far. Hahn. Handball searching for Simpson. Good hard body by Johnson. King tries to crash his way through. Good tie up by Bartlett. Bounce. Sav just chewed off a little bit too much there, Rob.
Yeah, they're playing very boldly, though, and that's good for the Kangaroos. Chris Grant's gone to full back on McCartney, and Croft has gone to centre half forward for the Bulldogs.
Porter and Darcy. It's been a good duel. Now there's a free kick. Now we'll go to Porter for a push.
Well, he'll struggle to make the distance. He's got McCartney in the goal square, and Big Sav can't get back.
Into direction of McCartney. Grant, oh, clever. Just reeled it in with one hand. Did it nonchalantly. Brown to the obligatory boos of the Kangaroo supporters.
I think it's his first touch in this third term.
Hunter has it. Still inside defensive 50, and the Bulldogs have really struggled to find a way through in this third quarter. Kick to a big pack of players. Archer up in front, couldn't take it. Clayton, look away handball, missed the mark. Hahn, Archer, brilliantly done by Johnson. Forward of the play. Nathan Brown is waiting. What can he muster here? Runs to 45. Drop punt on its way out of the full. And Rob, you can't help but think that incident just before half-time had an impact on Nathan Brown.
Well, he's got the crowd against him, and he's certainly been verballed by the Kangaroo players since this second half started. Brought it on himself.
Makepeace to King. Over the top to Stevens. Really had no one to kick to, so goes towards the boundary. Good percentage play, and we've got to throw in.
Just Anthony Stevens playing across half-back and getting a lot of ball and setting up a lot of attacking moves for the Kangaroos.
King and Liberatore off the ball, and Libber's been sent off because that cut chin has just started to bleed quite heavily again. Throw in the ruck. It's going to be Rocker against Bartlett. Rocker got the front position, tapped it nicely over the shoulder, but it was Bulldogs there. Hahn got run down. Hard at the ball was Dimatina. Smith got caught high by Stevens and gets the free kick. Rowan Smith. Penetrating kick to half forward. Baird missed it. Brown can't keep it in. We got a throw in. 50 metres out from the Bulldogs goal. They lead by 8 points. And we've been going 19 minutes in this third term as we see Smith once again cop one high.
19 minutes into the third quarter and the Bulldogs have only scored one behind.
Short boundary throw in. Archer gets it through the congestion to Grant, who wobbles it to half forward. Hunter almost slaps it towards the boundary line. Baird keeps it in. Has a loose player going forward. Mark taken by Ben Robbins.
Gee, I thought he might have been off.
And he has the ball. Umpire Mitchell just indicating to Smith where the mark is. Kicks to the lead of McCartney. Fist from Grant. The fall, Dimatina hasn't got much time. He's tackled brilliantly by Pickett. Soccer off the ground by Penny into the path of Grant. The captain kicks and gets to Johnson. Johnson has been a very good player tonight for the Western Bulldogs.
It's got Bandy running towards the goal square and Croft also in that forward 50.
He's had 12 possessions. Grant and now West.
Well, West has been at full forward for the last 6 or 7 minutes and his main role was to take Brent Harvey out of the action. Harvey, standing on the mark, was really instrumental in the Kangaroos getting going. And he's looking to put a little short pass in. See the nod of the head? Nod of the head.
He's not confident. He'll need to kick it from 55 metres. Wobbles a kick up towards full forward. Pack of players make peace. Dimatina, right foot snap! And the Western Bulldogs get their first goal of the third term. It's taken 21 minutes, but margin out to 14 points.
Yes, and a very good snap by Dimatina. He spent a lot of time on the bench in this game, and Scotty West tried to set the ball up. He didn't really connect with the ball all that well. He knew he was outside his kicking distance. In the end, he tried to set it up. Wasn't a great kick, but Dimatina pounced on it, and that'll lift the spirits of the Dogs. And there you are, nod of the head. That's communication. Don't have to talk, don't have to wave your arms.
He said AFL football wasn't subtle. King puts the Roos back inside 50. From the side was Baird, couldn't mark. Hunter sees it safely over the boundary line.
Just interesting that Chris Grant has been put back into defence for the Bulldogs. He started there, then he went forward, and now he's back. And it looks like Harrison coming back onto the ground for the Dogs. That's great.
Hunter to Robbins. He'll switch to Dimatina, who's found some space. Doesn't get a very kind bounce, but it's a 3-on-1 here. So the Bulldogs eventually will win out with sheer weight of numbers. G and Syracusa back inside 50 for the Dogs, looking better in the last few minutes. Johnson, member of the team of the century the other night. He bangs it towards goal. It's a mark right on the line, is it? No, umpire said play on. Gee whiz, that was stiff. As King clears and does it well too. On the rebound, here come the Roos. Stevens will go inboard to Harvey. He's got some space. Brett Harvey looking to unload the handball. Instead touches it on the turf. Now on the left. Archer from behind. Great mark. Luke Penny.
Best game I've seen Luke Penny play. And what about down the other end of the ground? Was it a mark? I think it might have been Harrison who'd just come on, but Luke Penny starring in defence for the Dogs.
Matthew Roberts now has got nothing to kick to here. Threads a handball back to Penny. Brown is the short option. Still inside defensive 50. He'll need to get rid of it quickly, and he does. High to half forward. Croft forced to punch. Harvey. Simpson gets it to Makepeace. And the Roos building again through the midfield.
It's got Archer long.
Draws a player, Rocker. Grant back to Makepeace. High ball into the pocket. Robbins is the only player there. In fact, it was out on the full. So the Bulldogs can relieve the pressure again.
Grant's down hurt again.
Involved in that tackle on Savroka. He's not well at all.
So the Bulldogs bring the ball outside of their defensive 50. McMahon to centre half forward. Darcy, the third bite, takes the mark, plays on the Dimatina. He's already kicked a goal in this quarter, but that's a shocker. As Nathan Brown says, why didn't you handball to me? It's a lucky let-off for the Roos.
Well, there you are. Chris Grant just bumped into Sav. He's hurt himself. So that hip of his is pretty fragile.
Yes, he didn't hit too hard, so some doubt over whether Chris Grant will play too much more of this game. Sinclair in plenty of space. Able to take a couple of bounces. Rocker and Bartlett. Fist from Bartlett. King, deft touch out wide. Sinclair. Kick around the body. Grant. Archer now looks as though he's playing up forward. Kick into centre half forward. Porter.
It's a good kick. I don't know whether he can make the distance. And he really hasn't got much in height in front of him. And Glenn Archer, that's a really good kick. Could have blazed away, but he saw Porter. Byron Pickett on the goal line. This could drop short.
Kicks from just outside 50. Has it got the carry? There's only two players there. It clears the pack. Goal to the Kangaroos.
Good on him. And Byron Pickett with a little bit of help from Byron Pickett.
So the Kangaroos, margin now back to 8 points. And Rob, surprising the Western Bulldogs didn't have more players back, because that kick was always going to be borderline.
Well, if they had had a Luke Darcy or a Bandy back there, I suggest they would have got a hand on it. You know, to leave Byron Pickett there one out, and Byron Pickett used his strength to advantage to shepherd that through.
It's an 8-point ball game as we near three-quarter time. Harvey back inside 50 for the Roos. Grant from behind can't take the mark. Here's a chance for Byron. He's kicked 5. He blazes away. And it's out on the full.
Had a bit more time than he thought. Yeah, he knows that he let a golden opportunity slip there.
So the Doggies have possession.
Good to see Harrison back on.
Yep. Onto the familiar left boot to half forward. Robbins was being held. Stevens. And we've got to throw in. Geez, battling hard, Stevens. He's clearly lost a lot of pace at this stage, but he's only back from the Rico, Robert. I guess it's a credit he's out there this early in the year.
Well, that's right. He's playing on hard at the moment. And in the engine room for the Kangaroos, they've all lifted. Simpson, Harvey, King, particularly in this third quarter.
Big pack of players around the football, and we'll get a bounce. Eight-point ball game here at Colonial Stadium, approaching three-quarter time. Great comeback from the Kangaroos. They trail by 24 at quarter time and by 26 at half-time. Dimatina trying to thread his way through the congestion, couldn't. Another ball up.
Haven't seen much of Spider Burton in this third term, and that makes you think that Dennis Pagan could be saving him for the last quarter. Fresh legs with the ruckman. Mickey Martin gets a hand in the back of the umpire there.
Bulldogs in attack. Now it comes to Alvey. Kicks it long to the goal square. Brown goes down and ball over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in.
Just
well, if anything, Makepeace probably should have got the free kick there.
Just a worry here because Mickey Martin's doing the ruck work against Darcy. Darcy should outclass him there. I really think Spider's just come onto the ground. I hope he can get down there for the Kangaroos' sake to contest this. Mick saying, quick, get here and help me.
Close to three-quarter time. Martin, well, that's innovative. and he's kicked it out on the full.
Well, he was under pressure. He's had to do the last 4 ruck contests, and he knew he was struggling. And when he saw Spider come on, he actually screamed at him and said, "Get down here and help me."
Well, Nathan Brown has it.
Yeah, come and help. Quick, quick, Spider. The Spider's asleep.
So the ball in the hands of Nathan Brown, who kicked 2 goals in the second quarter. One controversial one where he showed the ball to the Kangaroos players from 40 metres. Drop punt on its way. He's a class player. Well, you can say what you like about Nathan Brown, but he really is a very, very talented footballer, and he kicks his 3rd and gives the Bulldogs some breathing space as 3/4 time approaches.
Yes, he's a class player, Nathan Brown, and he's trying to whip up the support from the Bulldogs fans, and they love it. And you've got to feel for Mick. Nathan Brown giving it to the crowd. Bulldog supporters, how about that? Get behind us, we need you. And he's done his bit. He's kicked 3 and set up another one.
So costly goal for the Roos just before the 3/4 time break.
Lucky.
As Alvey gets up with the free kick. To half forward. Johnson to the 50. Robbins.
Good kicking skills. Bulldogs set each other up. Bulldogs have taken 16 contested marks in the game. Kangaroos have only taken 4. Well, this is where his direct opponent about an hour ago kicked a magnificent torpedo goal. That was Byron Pickett. Maybe Matty Robbins can answer with one back of his own.
Well, if he could kick this one, this would really hurt the Roos. At the moment, it's a 14-point ball game in favour of the Bulldogs. Robbins. Gee, it's a good-looking kick. That really hurts on 3/4 time. Talk about a quick change in momentum, Robert Walls.
Well, it was all Kangaroos, and the spirit's back, the life's back with the Bulldogs. That was a terrific goal by Matty Robbins, and he knew what he was all about. He had to kick it 55 metres, drop punted it, and Nathan Brown got that one a couple of minutes back. They are not going to go down without a fight.
So Matthew Robbins has kicked a magnificent goal on the siren. 2 goals in time on. See the Bulldogs lead the Kangaroos by 20 points at the final change.
Deep in their 3rd quarter, but a couple of late goals give them a very handy advantage going into this final quarter. Kick forward out of the congestion. Almost a clever mark to Clayton. He recovers well at ground level. Uses Makepeace and gets out wide to Harvey, who's been devastating with his play tonight. Intent on handballing to King. Good pressure from Gene Siracusa, but Harvey gets around him easily in the end, then just bombs away. Sinclair, but numbers with the Bulldogs. Smith, Robbins has got a lot of possessions again tonight. High kick to half forward. Johnson and Clayton. Ground level, it's all the Kangaroos. Makepeace has an option in the centre. Uses it. It's Ben Robbins. Harvey again. Can he make a better fist of it this time? Well, he goes for another torpedo. Rocker at the back. Can't take the mark. Grant relieves the pressure for the Western Bulldogs.
Rowan Smith to Hunter. He's got Robbins free on the wing if he can get the ball over the top to him.
A couple of disappointing kicks into the forward 50 by Brent Harvey. One off the side of the boot and that one a torpedo. Makes it hard for the forwards to mark.
Harrison provides the lead. In his 100th game. Spent the first half of it seeing stars, but great to see him back out on the ground. Darcy just out-muscled his opponent Porter too easily in the end, but he couldn't hang on to the mark. McMahon, centering kick. Front and centre is Gene Siracusa. Snap! Magnificent goal. Well, he's all class, this young kid. He's kicked his 3rd for the match. Daniel Gene Siracusa, classic roving.
And McMahon, another youngster, he put the ball to the dangerous spot out in front of goals. There was a contest. He's got to the front spot. Gian Siracusa off one step. He knew where the goals were, and he's pretty happy about it too.
So the Western Bulldogs have the first goal of the final quarter and have now kicked the last 3. And it's going to make it very difficult for the Kangaroos from here. Ineffectual ruck play. Big pack of players around the football. And we'll get another bounce.
Byron Pickett, who kicked 5 goals in that first half. Shane Burrs, his opponent, number 40 for the Bulldogs. He hasn't given him an inch. And you can see there Harvey stepping in, trying to knock him out of the way. He knows that Byron Pickett's getting a hard time.
Very impressive debut from Burrs. Hasn't been in trouble at all. Smith, high, inside attacking 50, Makepeace, couldn't hold on. Archer, tough. He'll get a free kick.
And that's throwing your body at the ball, isn't it?
Glenn Archer, the inspiration behind the win last week at Football Park. King the target, West. King did well, just got West out of the way. Well played, though, in the end by Bandy. Good pressure. And he's been pretty quiet tonight, Daniel Bandy, just the 3 possessions. But that was very good smothering play.
And again, Mick Martin doing ruck work, and that's not good enough.
He wins it. Stevens didn't really look and bounces it just inside the line. So a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Kangaroos.
Porter playing a kick behind play, and I just think they need him up doing the ruck work. It's like Big Sav might have a crack at it here.
Rocker against Bartlett. Out of the pack was Simpson. Motlop, quick hands to Jones. He's on his wrong side. Tip of the goal square. The only man there is a Bulldog. It's Chris Grant. Beat in the wars tonight, but he's still out there to his credit. And it's a good kick to Rowan Smith, who's really come into the game in his second half. To half forward. Clayton couldn't pick it up. Robbins, handball intercepted by Brown. On the right boot. Good snap. Just offline. Brown's kicked 3 goals, 1 for the evening. And it's now 94 playing 67. 5-minute mark final turn.
And that's the biggest break in the match that the Western Bulldogs have had. King, Simpson, hard up against the boundary line. Was able just to run off, look for Rocker and get to him. Good pressure from Bartlett, but the kick was perfect. And Sav Rocker's marked just the attacking side of the wing.
Bulldogs have Chris Grant playing in defence. He's playing on Shannon Watt.
Short kick, Watt. Lead provided in the pocket, Jones. One of the few times that Penny has been outpointed this evening. And Corey Jones, good young prospect for the Kangaroos, just 21 years of age. And Rob, you'd think that the Kangaroos are a chance. They need to kick this.
He has to kick it, yes, he has to kick it. As you mentioned, biggest break in the game in favour of the Bulldogs. And a most important kick coming up. He's doing everything right, taking his time, getting his line, composing himself. Just needs to put it through. Played the entire game.
Corey Jones. Very deliberate and just misses to the near side. So margin back to 26 points and some frustration on the face of Corey Jones. We've played 7 minutes final term, and the Bulldogs, at least for the moment, seem in control.
Bulldogs playing a very short forward line. We've got Brad Johnson inside 50, so too Nathan Brown, Ben Harrison down there. Oh dear, that hurts.
It's just a giveaway goal, isn't it?
Well, David King, of course, he has to kick it. You don't like it when a player takes a mark and turns his back on the man on the mark. You know, you should walk backwards so you can see exactly what's going on. You just never know whether. And here Rowan Smith kicks in. An intercept there by David King.
So another opportunity here for the Roos. Jones couldn't nail the goal. If King can, they're right back in this game. Once again, taking plenty of time. So David King, he's going to be kicking from about 45 metres out. And it's a shocker. Well, Roland Smith will be breathing a huge sigh of relief. So 2 golden opportunities go missing for the Kangaroos.
Brad Johnson, who's red hot, he's at centre-half forward. He's got an acre around him, and Clayton, his opponent, wouldn't like to be in that situation. Clayton likes to be in the thick of it in the midfield. So, again, a good coaching by Terry Wallace to get his star in space up forward in a dangerous spot.
Boundary throw in, right half forward for the Kangaroos. That time Smith elected to go long. Thump forward by Jones. Grant comes to meet it all. He tries to crash his way through. It's taken high in the process. Maybe a little lucky because the head went down.
The head did go down, Michael, but he is attacking the football. He's playing hurt, and he's doing everything that you'd want your captain to do.
He definitely ducked his head, but he's got 50 metres as well, the captain.
Going to test the neck out, wouldn't it?
It would. Yeah.
He's okay. He's certainly been in the wars tonight. Kicks across the ground. Bartlett, the loose player at half forward. It's for the dangerous Gian Siracusa. Kicks short. Robbins has it inside, attacking 50. Now he decides to play on. Left foot snap to a vacant goal square. Archer on the line. Just wonder about the wisdom of that option from Matthew Robbins. Behind to the Western Bulldogs margin, 26 points. Jones off, Harding on for the Kangaroos.
David King hasn't got a long option, so he goes to Makepeace. Oh, they're mucking around with it now, the Roos. Sinclair to Simpson, straight up the middle, but it went straight to Darcy. So they got all the answers at the moment, the Bulldogs. Oh, free is Dimartina on the 50, but the kick just couldn't make that distance, and chopping it off was Porter. To Clayton, back to the wing. Harding, now Harvey.
He's had to prop and stop because there was nobody in front of him. He's waited, and they've done it particularly well. Shannon Grant ran from the midfield. He's run 70 metres to get to that spot. Harvey just waited, propped, and let his teammates get down in front of him, and able to finish off there. Now, he's on his preferred left foot side here, Shannon Grant. I would think it's time to bring Spider Burton on. 10 minutes into this last quarter. Get Spider on, maybe use Porter up forward as a marking option.
Just 10 disposals for Shannon Grant tonight, and they've missed another opportunity. Oh, it's come back. It hit the post. But that's 3 set shots, Robert, and they haven't been able to nail a goal.
And that's what the Bulldogs did last week, had opportunities and missed.
Margin, 25 points. Smith gets it to West. West has a loose player, but Gian Siracusa has to wait. Numbers now with the Kangaroos at ground level. Simpson, Makepeace, close to the line. Kicks on his non-dominant side to a nest of Kangaroos inside the centre square, and Clayton has it. Waste no time. He's got 2 free players at half forward. One of them is King, the dynamic David King. Runs to 50. Drop punt is a goal. David King, well, they couldn't kick goals from 3 set shots, but he's nailed one from 50 metres on the run.
Wonderful goal. They set it up particularly well. They brought the ball from one side of the ground to the other, found King in space. He ran and carried it, and you can see Clayton taking the ball. It was kicked to him from the wing into the centre of the ground. He's gone to the opposite wing. He found David King, and does he love a run and a long kick. He's kicked that from outside 50.
It's a 19-point ball game. Plenty of time left in this final term. Porter, fresh aired it. Alvey puts the Dogs inside 50. Dimartina slips over at the crucial moment. Now the Roos, clear. Porter got it out nicely to Motlop. To half forward, they've got some runners here. Sinclair puts it out in front. Oh, Barocca, and he gets there. So Sav will line up. Distance is not a problem. He's directly in front, kicking from 49 metres out.
Smart play by Sinclair. Could have been excused for bombing long. We saw King do that. He just had enough presence to stop, prop, kick on his left foot, and the big Sav was able to slide in and take the mark. He's directly in front, and distance will not be a problem.
2 goals next to Sav Rocca's name tonight. Big kick coming up. 19 points down the Kangaroos. And he's missed. 4 set shots they have missed in this last quarter, the Roos. And it is now 18 points. 3 straight kicks the difference.
Kangaroos have set up a zone defence. They haven't gone one-on-one. Rowan Smith will try to find a teammate in space. He's gone for the short option.
Bartlett. Momentum all with the Kangaroos at the moment. They trail by 18 points, but they're doing all the attacking. Bartlett's kick looking for West. Gets to the boundary line instead.
Scotty West had 17 disposals tonight, 8 kicks, 9 handballs.
Darcy beaten by Porter. Ben Robbins around the body towards the pocket. Grant and Garlick manhandle each other, and Garlick in the end does pretty well. Knocks the ball over the boundary line. Garlick's been a very good player tonight. He too has had 17 possessions. Boundary throw in. Johnson couldn't clear the congestion. Smith, high kick around the body, close to the boundary line. Alvey in front, now taken off hands by Simpson. Long kick to the goal square. Pickett! Grant did brilliantly. Got back, sensing the danger, and fists it through for a behind.
Just got the run of play, the Kangaroos. Byron, a little push in the back early, and Chris Grant to the rescue.
Rowan Smith looks for Darcy. Archer at the back of the pack. They will not give up, the Kangaroos. Robbins, short. Play on, not 15. Motlop into the goal square. It's still in play. There's a chance for Hardy. He's kicked his second. It's only 11 points the difference, and we have been going 15 and a half minutes in the final term.
Well, Jones thought he'd marked it, but it hit the deck. Harding onto it, Lee Harding onto his left boot, and was able to hook it round. This game is well and truly alive. All important centre clearance. Scotty West has been told to go to full forward. He's down there. And important this clearance.
Kangaroos just keep coming. Porter to King, no free kick.
Had to be in the back. And David King, have a look at David King, tell the umpire, hey, what do you think's going on there?
Secondary bounce. 11-point ball game.
He's not happy, and he's got every right to feel that way.
The Kangaroos have never been in front in this match. The closest they've got after an extended period was 8 points as Pickett kicks it out of the centre. Jones. Grant can't get a clear possession. Motlop, who's starting to come into the game. Jones, he measures the kick from 50 metres and drives it home. Corey Jones narrows the margin to just 5 points, and this Kangaroo outfit is irrepressible.
And Motlop sold the dummy, got the handball out. Jones lined it up, knew what he was all about, on his left side, and he's put it through. Got a game on our hands here, Stephen.
Well, about 10 minutes ago, the Bulldogs led by the good part of 5 goals. Last week, Terry Wallace labelled them as chokers.
Yes, and look at the excitement there.
So into attack. Doggy's got to get the next goal and just win back no momentum. Grant. Dimatina can goal from here, from 48. Misses to the right. It's a behind, and the margin in this game is 1 straight kick. 96 to 90. 18 minutes ticked over in the final term.
Only a relatively small crowd, in excess of 25,000, but they've been entertained by a great game of football. King gets to Harding, hard up against the boundary line, but he's got some acceleration. He's dacked by Robbins, but on he goes. Kick to half forward, Grant eludes him. Rocker, Ben Robbins, sweeping handball. Stevens gets clear, runs to 35, sprays it across the face. Grant. He's played well at half-back. He started the match, of course, at full-back. And he's been a steadying influence right throughout the match when he's been playing in the defensive zone.
Oh, Grant's kicks falls short. Here's a chance for Byron. He goes into the pocket. Harding can mark. He juggles it. He handballs into the goal square. Archer scores level. 19 minutes gone in the final term, and it is 14-12 apiece. Kangaroos on a roll, Robert Walls.
And good play here by Byron Pickett. Didn't blaze away. He saw his teammate Harding in the pocket, and Harding saw Glenn Archer over the top. He's got the handball over, and easy as you like, Glenn Archer slams it through, scores a level.
Well, perhaps he hasn't been a steadying influence, Chris Grant. Poor disposal. Porter fights hard, and another bounce. Well, the Kangaroos have kicked the last 4.
And this is interesting. Archer's been moved to centre half forward. Chris Grant's his opponent. Grant's played particularly well in this last quarter, had it all his own way. Now he will have to be really tight and accountable because he knows he's on a quality player.
Porter and Darcy, ineffective. Umpire goes down. Simpson, only as far as Bandy. Now Robbins. Can the Bulldogs respond? Kick is well marked by Hahn.
It's good mark, this little fella Hahn. He could really take it over his head.
Johnson on the lead. He's got to beat a couple. Clayton all over him. No free kick. Clayton, well done in the end. Baird. Boundary throw in. Oh, it's been a great game of football. The Western Bulldogs have been in front all night.
Chris Grant's been told to go forward, play in the forward line. Mickey Martin's got him now.
Porter beaten by Darcy. Make peace. Harding, who's done some good things. Penny. Oh, how brilliant was that? Soccer to Robbins. Loose player is Darcy. Well played by Porter. Brown is hard at the football. Robbins, a chance for McMahon. He runs to 10 metres and kicks it behind. Oh. Well, they won't get too many easier opportunities than that, Robert Walls.
No, and the disappointment for the young man. He's played a really good game. I like the move of Grant going forward.
Bulldogs lead by that kick, 1 point. 22 minutes ticked over in the final term. Stevens got Grant on short, and that's where he kicks.
Mark Porter's pushed deep forward for the Kangaroos.
There's Pickett. 5 goals in the first half. Kept them in the contest. Kicks it to King, who takes a sliding mark. He's 45 out on a tight angle. Gee, Simpson, Harvey, King in the last quarter have knocked up getting the footy, and King appointed to level it up again.
Lovely kick, and David King's run a long way to receive that ball.
And a goal will put them in front.
Chris Grant, centre-half forward now for the Bulldogs, and he's done it pretty hard. He would be suffering from a lack of match fitness. He's missed a lot of football in the pre-season.
David King's kicked 1 goal 1 in the last quarter. Gives himself a bit of space. The Kangaroos have hit the front. No, they haven't. King was celebrating, and so are the North fans, and he can't believe it. 5 minutes to go in the game. Sorry, David, it's a point. Scores level.
And that's 5 minutes of actual playing time. So what a game of football we've got here at Colonial Stadium. Garlick, inside defensive 50. A couple of options short. One is Smith.
They won't want to kick long to a contest, the Doggies. They will try to just work the ball up, find someone in a bit of space. Chris Grant's too far away for Smith to reach.
Well, there's not too many options on offer short, so he forced to go long. Darcy in the pack. Fist from Porter. Harding. He's got some zip. Short. Jones.
Played a pretty good game, Jones.
Gets on with it quickly. McMahon ducked ahead. Now a chance for Pickett. He's kicked 6. Byron Pickett has been absolutely superb tonight. And could he be the match winner? The Kangaroos lead by 6 points.
Byron Pickett is a star, absolutely. And young McMahon, he will not be happy with that, nor the coach. And he just had to go and mark it. He wasn't sure what was around him and put up a tentative fist, and not good enough. Tough lesson to learn, but it's a tough game that he's in.
Trent Bartlett,
yeah, he's down at full back, playing on Sav.
Well, in the last quarter, the Bulldogs have kicked 1 goal 4. The Roos have kicked 5 goals 6. They're in front. Porter soccers off the ground, back inside 50. Rocker spilt the beans. Bartlett. Smith got the handball out. Gian Syracuse. McMahon drills it straight up the middle. Here's a chance for Brown. Couldn't mark, but recovers. Puts the Bulldogs inside 50. Grant wrestles Martin. Clayton towards Shannon Grant, and some respite for the Roos as Grant kicks it to the wing. It's a 2-on-1 contest in favour of the Kangas. Here's Motlop. Harvey will provide the shepherd. Motlop has 2 bounces, 3 bounces. He's got Harding in the full forward area, getting back as Robbins. It's a point, but it's a handy point because the Roos lead by 7.
And Robbins did particularly well to get back there and get a fist on that, because for a long while Harding was by himself. And an important kick in from Rowan Smith.
26 minutes played, final term at Colonial Stadium. And the Kangaroos have been behind all night. Find themselves in front at the right time. Matthew Robbins, deep in his own defensive zone. Kicks it high. Pickett almost could have got a free kick. Croft. Gian Syracuse looking for a way forward. Has Bandy, leaves it for Grant. Got 2 players outside Grant, and he uses one of them. It's Alvey. Deliberate kick towards Johnson. No free kick. Baird. Underground kick finds Harvey. Couple of loose players on the wing. Motlop.
Sav's free. Hasn't seen him.
Long towards the pocket. Croft and King. King almost. Boundary throw-in. David King has run his heart out in the second half for the Kangaroos.
Just think Brad Johnson needs to be moved onto the ball. He's been up in the forward 50. They're just not getting the ball there. Get him into the middle.
Porter. There's Libber. Got caught a bit high. Umpire, though, said you ducked your head and fair enough. As we have a bounce down 50 metres out from the Roos goal. come from nowhere in the last 15 minutes.
Brad Johnson, ball hasn't been near him the last 10 minutes. He's up in the forward line by himself. I just think it's time to get him into the thick of the action and get Chris Grant back in the goal square.
Rocker heads towards the boundary line. The handball from Gian Syracuse was astray. Simpson got run down. Dimatina. And we've got another ball up.
Desperate.
45 out for the Roos goal. 28-minute mark, final term. Kangas by 7 points.
Porter, Ben Robbins, now Chancellor Motlop, who's come into the game in this second half. Shannon Grant, short Harding.
He's been useful, hasn't he, Harding?
He certainly has. He's kicked a couple of goals and has really provided a spark across half forward for them with his zip and pace.
Shannon Grant hasn't had a great night, but class comes to the top and just put that out to the advantage of Lee Harding. The runner, the Bulldogs runner's gone out to Johnson. We'll just keep an eye. It's Jose Romero. We'll just keep an eye on what Johnson does.
Elevated off the rookie list last year, Lee Harding from 45 metres. Drop punt on its way. He's kicked a goal for the Kangaroos. That's his third. So the margin out to 13 points in favour of the Kangaroos. And with 29 minutes gone final term, the ball game looks all over.
6-goal final term to the Kangaroos. Even though they've got the momentum up the Kangaroos, it's times like this that Dennis Pagan often stacks his backline.
Makepeace at half-back for the Kangaroos. Robbins, not stopped trying, puts it inside 50. Hargraves come on, but Archer's up to the task. And the Roos are out of trouble again. Baird, got Kangaroos everywhere. One of them is Stevens. Goes over the top to the wing and finds Harvey. And Harvey just says, slow it down. 13 points, the Roos in front.
His long option is Sav, but 2 Bulldog defenders on Sav. So he'll just wait and he'll say, get to the boundary line. I don't want to kick it inboard. I want to kick it down the line. I want to go from wing to half forward. And if you knock it out of bounds, I'm happy with that.
That's exactly what he does. In from the side, Grant couldn't complete the mark. West, clever little tap by Cochrane, final siren. What a comeback by the Kangaroos. They trailed by 27 points in the early part of the final quarter and have run out comprehensive winners by 13 points. A great comeback by the Kangaroos.
Just a great game of football, Michael, and I think players from both sides to be congratulated. The Bulldogs, they had a real crack at it tonight. They looked particularly good, but the spirit of the Kangaroos, it came to the fore once again. And, players like Grant and Simpson, Harvey, they lifted in, David King in particular. You can see that they're a pretty happy group. And Dennis Pagan again coached particularly well. I thought Terry Wallace set us up with some surprise moves that got the Bulldogs off to a good start. And just a really good game of football.
6 goals 7 to 1 goal 4 in that final quarter.
Yes, and they had plenty of run in them. They were pretty direct with the football, the Kangaroos. Bulldogs probably had as many possessions, but they took it wide and short. Kangaroos just stuck to the old game plan of kick it long and direct into the forward line. And I thought Sav gave them a real contribution in that second half as well.
Well, the Kangaroos, look at this. Another famous victory, 2 weeks in a row. And have a look at that. You couldn't get any closer than that. How do you think that man's feeling, Robert Walls? Nathan Brown.
Nathan would be a bit disappointed. He did his bit. I thought he played pretty well. Copped the stick from the crowd in the second half, brought it on himself. You hope he learns from it. Did it a couple of years ago at Optus.
So 2 from 2 for the Kangaroos to start 2002, and Byron Pickett in his 100th game, 6 goals and a TKO.
6 goals and some of the best goals you'd ever wish to see. Mickey Martin carrying him off. I reckon Mick would be happy they had a win, particularly after the way he rugged in that third quarter.
Let's go down to Jared Waitley.
David King, what a win out of a hole.
Oh, mate, that was amazing, and that's what these boys are capable of, you know. Don't write us off, we'll be there for the long haul.
And the young players as well, Jones and Harding at the end, and all the senior boys getting going.
Look, there's no doubt there's a lot of talent here, and we just got to bring it out. Tonight, in the last quarter, they really come to the fore.
Just tell me, how motivating is it when Nathan Brown does that sort of thing for all your blokes?
Look, you can hear it, mate. It's enormous, and the crowd love it. We just need more of them down here, that's all.
Good on you, David. Well done.